Hello. I'll just jump into it as quickly as I can. I'm gonna go over like my body skincare, and I think I'll just do it chronologically from morning to evening. I became interested in skincare, as I discussed in a previous video, because I had some issues after having my first daughter with my skin. It was very dry. I had hives at times. It just kind of changed in ways I didn't expect. So I became more interested. I got a dermatologist. I wanted to be more prepared after my most recent daughter was born for the changes, and I still am having some issues, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. And I will also say that, long story short, this is mostly new to me. Hyaluronic acid and antioxidants. I just got into the serums and I don't understand fully how everything works, but I will say that something I've learned while reading is that everything kind of helps each other out and works in combination. So a lot of these products, like, I had to invest in because I wanted the other products to work to their full potential, and that's kind of how skincare works. And so if you want to do everything or do the best for your skin, then you have to just do multiple things, is what I took away from it. I don't have any makeup on right now. I wish I had better lighting, but I'm limited as far as where I can go and what I can film because all my kids are asleep. If it's recommended or anyone wants more of a demo of me using any of this stuff, I can do that in a well-lit like bathroom, but for right now this is just like a quick rundown. I will get started with actually my body and kind of jump into my face after. So I was using originally this lotion. It is the Eucerin Eczema Relief Cream, and it's relatively on the richer side of things. It is thick and it has ceramides, and it's fragrance and steroid free, so it's for really sensitive skin. It is a really good moisturizer. I use it on our firstborn, and she has really sensitive skin and gets eczema breakouts sometimes. And I was using this throughout my entire pregnancy. And then when we had our second baby, she has more sensitive skin than our first daughter, and this didn't work very well for her, surprisingly. So we needed to invest in something else. So I got this Cerave healing ointment, which has ceramides and hyaluronic acid, and it is more of like a petroleum jelly type ointment. So I originally kind of thought that I was going to steer away from this one. I thought that, oh, like if I want a moisturizer, I want to use an actual moisturizer, but this one actually works so much better. It works really good on her skin, and her pediatrician actually recommended Aquaphor as an alternative, but they're just so extremely similar that we're just going to continue probably to use this one. It's really concentrated, so you don't need a lot of this, and I'm sure if you use Vaseline or something else, then it's very similar to this. So you just really like can dab into it, and a little bit goes a long way. This is great because it can be used on your face and your body. So I have been using this on my legs, which is where I get a lot of my breakouts and hives and things like that, and it works great. I always have to use it after I shower and in the morning usually. I can also use it on areas that are more dry on my face, so like my cheeks get really dry. I use it around my eyes, and then I also sometimes use it on my lips. So I like this a lot. That was like the start of my skincare introduction to hyaluronic acid, and I realized how well it worked, but it doesn't absorb great into your face. I do love Kiehl, so I have a mix of stuff from the derm store and Kiehl's here, and that's pretty much all that I've been using. A lot of these things are expensive, so I am a fan of investing in your skin and your face, and I feel like it's an investment that you need to make for yourself. Like self-care. So even though it's expensive, I feel like it's personally worth it, and I don't feel bad about purchasing things like this if I have done the research and I feel like it's going to work well for me. So in the morning right now, I have been using this hyaluronic acid serum, and I absolutely love it. This is from SkinCeuticals. For antioxidants, I got this one from SkinCeuticals as well. I feel like it's important to use in the morning to kind of protect your skin throughout the day. If there's like pollutants, if you're in the city or you're getting sun damage, it's a good it's good to help prevent things like that. The antioxidants can be used at night as well. Some people use them, but I only use this one in the morning because that's also how it is. The directions for this exact serum are recommended. I actually feel tingling with both of these. This one, the hyaluronic acid, I feel around my cheeks where they get more dry, and this one I just feel kind of overall until I put my moisturizer, this one, on top. So this is my Kiehl's Better Screen UV serum that I use as a sunscreen and moisturizer, and then I will take some of this as well and put it sometimes around my eyes and on my lips or wherever else I need an additional like touch of hydration. So that is my morning routine. So that is that, and then when it gets to be nighttime, I'll take my shower, exfoliate, and then I will go in with sometimes maybe a few days a week or once a week, however I'm really feeling. I'll go in with this retinol. This is the first retinol I've ever purchased. It's from Drunk Elephant. Retinol is great for getting rid of like dead skin and helping with your fine lines. So right now, let's see if I can adjust this. I have fine lines only around my mouth. Like here, you can't see it that good. This is not a great camera. It's just my tablet, but I do have them there. You can't see my fine lines too well in this light, but trust me, they're there and I'm working on them. So this helps a lot. I do like the Drunk Elephant one, but it, like I said, it's the first one I've ever had. I can see that this one has good results. Again, this one is like tingly when you put it on your face. So retinol first, then I go in with my hyaluronic acid again. So I use this one twice a day. So I use the hyaluronic acid over my retinol. And then on top of the hyaluronic acid, I use my night moisturizer. So there is another night moisturizer from Kiehl's that I have to switch to because this one I was using, but this one worked great for my face by itself most nights before I started my serums. And now that I'm using other things on my face, this is actually a little bit too hydrating to use regularly. So it's actually instructed to be used, it's like a mask to be used a few times a week. It is very thick, so I use it mainly on the areas that are more dry for me. So like my T-zone and my cheeks. I use everything on my neck because I do have like really horrible tech neck. So I'm trying to target those lines as well. I also got a sample of this extremely hydrating triple lipid restore, which I was interested in from SkinCeuticals, but I think that like this is very expensive, but this is corrective moisturizer for like after the fact you already have your dry skin and fine lines. Like this is advertised for old people, so I don't think that I really need this yet. With the serums that I have, I think this will be way too hydrating because this is too hydrating, and this is like the most hydrating moisturizer I've ever seen. So I'm gonna wait to invest in this, but I got a sample just to see how my skin does with it. I haven't tried it yet. I just am pretty sure that it's gonna be a lot. This one, I also got a sample of Perricone MD. It smells like very heavily perfumed. So it literally smells like moisturizer that my mom and grandma use. So lastly, I'm going to be talking about Frownies that I got for my fine lines here to use occasionally. Like I don't really get lines on my forehead because I try not to use it ever, and I don't really have wrinkles next to my eyes yet, but I think this is a good something good that you can use preventatively as well as helping to target things once they already have arisen. So I'm going to be using it more frequently on the corners of my mouth and on my neck as well. I'm going to be using some to kind of soften these lines a lot. I never had heard of them before, but they're preferred by a lot of moms because it's an alternative to Botox, and you can't use Botox when you're pregnant. And I don't know if you can use it when you're breastfeeding, but I wouldn't be surprised if you couldn't use it then either. So this you can just use all the time because it's literally only paper with adhesive that is made from like a sugar, I believe. So basically it's literally just paper patches that you moisten with water or toner. And I haven't gotten them to work great yet. I've only used them one night before. These are the corners of eyes and mouth ones, and so it's literally just a bunch of strips that you break down on the lines that you can see some like perforated lines. Can you see that? There's perforations all along it, and you can break it down or cut it however works best for your face. And if you use the water on the back, it becomes sticky, and then you put it on your face overnight. I think you see the best results. So I'm gonna have to do my whole skincare routine, and then you have to let your everything sit on your face and kind of soak in before these are able to stick. I just haven't had luck with it yet, but I'm sure that I'll be successful at some point, because it's just so, they're just so popular, and they've been around for a very long time. These are the cheapest thing of this whole kit, besides maybe this retinol, and I think that they're definitely worth looking into and trying. But I think for best results, you have to be really consistent with it. It's recommended to use them every day for at least a month when you're getting started. And then when you see your lines start to soften and you see that they're working, you can stop and then just kind of use them as needed. Nothing's permanent. Like these, Botox isn't permanent. You just have to keep it up, and you do see the effects, but it's just something that you have to permanently do. So welcome to the age group, whatever you are. I'm turned 30 this year, and I'm being extremely proactive about getting new lines and wrinkles. I can't say that these things would work for you or anyone watching this. I think that it's just something that if you want to try, you can, and it might work really great. I'd say if I can recommend one thing that I think works really well that I've shown you is the hyaluronic acid. I absolutely love it. I think that it's like, I think when people compliment my skin, I think this is like the main reason for that. The antioxidants, I think that it is working well, but it's one of those things I just kind of have to trust that it's working because it's a preventative. The last thing that I'll say that I mentioned before in another video is this other lip product that I have. This is the Laneige, however you say it. I like the watermelon one a lot, and after my skincare now, I actually don't rely on this as much. I was using it pretty much all the time, thinking that it was the best product for my lips, but this actually works really well on my lips. And I feel like it's longer acting than any chapstick or anything like that I've ever had, including this. This was their limited edition watermelon, so I don't know if they still have it. I don't know if it's still limited edition, but if they do, then I think that this is one of the best ones I've ever used. I was using berry, but now I use this one. So that is everything all completed. Now I'm going to eat and go to bed. So if you watch this whole thing, that's pretty amazing because it's dragging out now. But thanks for watching.